I wasn't introduced to shared parenting right away when my situation came about. I would say 7 years down the road, I learned what shared parenting was.
In child welfare, whenever we separate a child from the parent, unless there's mitigating circumstances, the goal is reunification.
Shared parenting is when a biological parent and another parent, it could be a resource parent, a kinship provider, where they come together and they co-parent. They both have the best interests of the child and they parent the child together.
So there's ongoing communication around the well-being of the child. That includes clinical needs, that includes social needs, it includes educational needs, it includes sharing with that parent how that child is doing in all of those aspects.
The simplest reason why it's important that we keep relationships with our kids' parents is because they're their parents. I mean, it is these parents, it's their mom, it's their dad, and every kid deserves to know their mom and dad.
Two heads are better than one, even in child raising and parenting. Having a mutual understanding, and if you have a child who's bonded and fond of both, and if you're speaking on the same page, then the influence is going to be greater.
When only one person is speaking, then that's only one point of view. But imagine being able to have 3 points of view of a child in care, from where they come from to where they're going.
Meeting birth parents was much like a very awkward first date. Everybody's nervous and everybody's very concerned about how they're being perceived.
Well, nervousness was always the initial sort of feeling, as I recall, that comes to mind. It was a level of excitement. I was a bit anxious to finally meet some of the birth family, the biological family. And I think more than anything, I wanted to impress her that she was going to leave comfortably knowing that her child was being well taken care of. I had thousands of questions.
When you get to meet outside of court, and especially at a longer event where you get to share a meal and interact, that really allows you to start to build a relationship and have personality come out.
An icebreaker is when the birth parent and the resource parent get to sit down and meet face to face, and the biological parent at that time is able to tell the resource parent what the child likes to eat, what the child doesn't like to eat, favorite colors, anything, her beliefs. And the resource parent can tell the biological parent whatever she feels like she wants to share. It's just a great, it's not a lot of stress because you don't feel like you have a judge and attorneys all around you.
I'm not used to people just being kind to just be kind, but they were very kind and concerned about my daughter. And it's the same thing he said. He said, if you have any questions, give me a call. I'm the one who gets up at night, I feed her, I do this, I do that. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Again, just things that they were saying and they were doing.
It's the people who have parenting responsibilities in a child's life coming together and working together to best parent that child, to give that child the potential for the best possible outcomes in life.
The shared parenting arrangement really allows for a foster parent to get comfortable with the parent to say, well, sure, you can call and check on the child, or sure, join us at the medical appointments, join us for the meetings with the school, or those middle of day calls when, you know, the child is acting up at school and they want the foster parent to come in or to talk to the child. Let's get mom on the conference call as well. So it really affords the parent more opportunity to engage with the children, more opportunity to parent the child, which is so very important when it comes to the judge's decision to return the children to the parent. Because if you've been very engaged, and if you've been to medical appointments, and if you have been participating in the educational piece by showing up for the meetings, or at least being responsive to the educators when the child's acting out, and you can help with that situation, it allows the judicial officer, the judge, to know you are prepared to parent your child well and to engage in the process of dealing with educational or medical issues in the way that you should, in a mature way. And so it is so important.
It really supports the involvement of parents at every step of that child's interaction while they're in the child welfare system, so that when they're reunified, they have the practice and support to do it a different way.